Okay. So I want to do this. And the headline is, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice. But I got to clean this up because here's what happens. The popularity of our station, the mammoth audiences that our morning show has, that our midday show has, that we have, it is able to influence a lot of listeners. And then listeners call different day parts and they take what they hear. And invariably, that we are on in the afternoons, things that happen in morning and middays, we end up with the calls later, and then it's a party. Except when I feel like something that is wholly baseless is said on the station, and I have to address it. Now, I'm going to be nice. I'm being nice. So I expect both of you to be nice, and Kenny to be nice. Now, I have no problems. Nobody delivers more big opinions on this station than me. Some are right, some are wrong. I try to be researched in what I do, and I try to give you reasons. But Gator said something today that hurt me on a personal level. It hurt me. It bothered me. Because I have said to you, the Lions fan, the number one free agent I would go out and sign is Levante David, the all-world linebacker from the Tampa Bay Bucks, who at age 33 is coming off one of his best seasons. Gator today said flatly, bluntly, dismissively, and I think there was a little touch of arrogance to it, I don't want Levante David. He's on the wrong side of his career. Well, really, here's a problem. Actual stats and facts would tell you that couldn't be further from the truth. So why don't we do this? If you want a basic example, let's take Pro Football Focus. Your top linebackers, regardless of interior or exterior, just your top linebackers. Number one with an overall grade of 90.7, Bobby Wagner in L.A. You know what's weird? Bobby Wagner's playing great ball deep into his 30s. Mm-hmm. Number two, a guy near and dear to Rico Beard's heart, the centerpiece of the Frisco defense, Mr. Fred Werner, 85.7. Number three, a guy that is apparently on the wrong side of his career, Levante David, 85.1. But wait, there's more. I'm not done. You know why you sign a Levante David? Because he is one of the great, not only off-ball linebackers of our generation, but he is one of the great coverage linebackers of our generation. A guy who will go out and lock up running backs and tight ends. Take care of business. Wrong side of his career? Wrong. His coverage grade this year, the highest for any linebacker, a 90. 90. So let me bring this to you. So you want details. You go, well, Mike, you're a jerk. They're numbers. They just fit your argument. Now, I'm going to be nice. Levante David, according to PFF, is the number 7 overall free agent. Pretty good for a guy on the wrong side. Here's what PFF had to say about Levante David. Not me. Not this Guido jerk in the afternoons. Not me.
You got number 7 because I got number 6, but go ahead.
Potato, wrong side of career. Levante David, one of the best off-ball linebackers ever. David is playing at an extremely high level, may benefit from Saints linebacker Demario Davis and Rams linebacker Bobby Wagner playing great football well into their 30s on new contracts. And potentially losing a step or two with age can be negated by elite play recognition and instincts, both of which Levante David has in spades. His 88.5 coverage grade this season ranks second amongst all linebackers and an elite 93 mark over the past 4 years, which registers tops at the position. Listen to me.
And projected contract, 2 years, $22 million.
That's it. That's all. So here's what I want to tell you. The beauty of this station, we can all say whatever we want to say, and every show is different. I'm not being mean. But I am not going to handle a slew of Levante David's over-the-hill phone calls the next 3 months because Gator's out here kneecapping my dude. Now, I don't know Levante David. I'm not a member of his family, and I don't represent him legally or financially. But I'm telling you, if you're a Lions fan and you want this defense to have a completely different look, I heard Gator say he wants to sign Deron Payne. You know what that deal is going to be? That's going to be 5 at 110. You got to pay that guy like Aaron Donald. Sorry, you don't have that money. This is about a supercomputer in the middle of that defense, and you go to the line of scrimmage, and you are aligned correctly every time. Not a single motion, not a single package, not a single formation change, not a single audible. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing gets by you. Nothing. And when you have a young defense, this is where I don't think Gator's thinking clearly now, and I'm being nice. When you have a young defense, you need an old head to be the team captain, to be in the middle of that deal. You need a parental unit. You need a guy who has a C on that jersey who will speak and the kids will listen. Levante David is him with one of them big hats that Brian Robinson wears that says it's him. 2 years, $20 million, and I got to hear about he might be on the wrong side of what?
Because for comparison, Deron Payne projected contract 4 years, $80 million, 55 total guaranteed. Levante David, 2 years, $22 million.
I had to clean it up.
15 guaranteed.
And listen, plenty of times there's going to be people on this station that clean up things I say. I'm not being mean. I'm being nice. We're going to be nice until it's time not to be nice. But the Levante David slander from Scott Anderson must end.
No, the funny thing is I was talking with David this morning and started doing a deep dive in all the free agents that are out there. I know you've been saying that, but then I start seeing the same numbers that you had. And I'm like, wait, so you could potentially get him on a 2-year deal.
Right. And he's only available because the Bucks are about to do a full teardown rebuild. They fired 8 assistants. They're going to be trading people. And Levante David knows he's got a couple years left. You want to win. Here's a place. They need you. Players coach. Everybody wants to play for you.
You're going to be a leader.
Yeah, and you can go to a team that's probably going to win the division and have a home playoff game. And you're going to have a lot of kids playing on this defense. Let's bring in Mrs. Doubtfire. We need a babysitter.
Yeah.
So I had to fix that. Now, if anybody, you want to come after me, you think my opinion on Levante David sucks, that's fine. But you better bring facts.
Well, see, he was the one because, and I know that in the end they're going to end up with more money, but right now the Lions have, I think, a little under $14 million in cap space to work with, even with the increase in salary cap. Now, they got a couple of, 4 people who they probably won't re-sign. But when I saw that, I'm like, you could sign him. He's not going to break you. This isn't one of those 4 or 5 year deals where you got to pay a bunch up front. Honestly, I was like, Mike, you may have stumbled upon. I'll give you credit. You sniffed this one out before everybody else did.
Well, research has a weird way of having that happen. 248-539-9797. I'm being nice. Just making a point. And if anybody wants to talk about Tremaine Edmonds from Buffalo, because I know that's another name everyone's got to run around town with at full mast, be very careful. 4 years, he was god-awful in coverage. This year, he was good at it. Now, which of those am I supposed to believe? Guy in contract here plays out of his mind, and I ignore the 4. Again, Edmonds is younger, but I get a little leery there. And that's a big dude. That's hard to be in coverage. He's built like a tank.
No, it is.
So you want to know what my number 1 free agent move would be. And if Levante doesn't want our money, he doesn't own winter clothing, he's not interested, fine. My number 1 call is, Levante, we want to win a Super Bowl, and you're the missing piece. Come here, command this defense, command this locker room, and let's go win this division.
See, the one that got me is Javon Hargrave from Philly, defensive line, interior defensive line.
Former Steeler.
30. Probably going to be asking for a 3-year deal.
Yep. Had 32 and a half sacks the last 3 years total?
Yeah.
Really good interior pressure guy.
I miss him dearly.
This could help. Right, no, I'm saying this could really solidify your rush defense. Yeah, that's the one that I was looking at. Now, my only thing is 30, is he worth it? But, I mean, Philly can afford to lose him because they already drafted his replacement last year. Just something. That's the one that I've been looking at so far. Okay, you bring him in, projected contract, 3-year, $55 million, about 18.3 per year, 36 total guaranteed is what you're looking at there. So you're going to have to get rid of some people. But like I said, I think they got 4 guys, like Vitae, and I don't think he's coming back. Yeah, I think it's Romeo Aquara.
Yeah, you can get rid of Aquara, you can get rid of Vitae, you can get rid of Brockers, for sure.
Listen, by the time it's all said and done, generally speaking, right, and I'm not, when teams have a controllable amount of money, let's say you have, not like the Bears who have, Scrooge McDuck's entire fortune. When you're a team and let's say you got $22 million in cap space.
Right.
A rule of thumb is through restructures and cuts,
correct,
you can generally double it.
Right.
Generally. But the bigger the number you have, the harder it is to then double that number. I would say comfortably. Brad, listen, and you know what I know. They print money. The salary cap is like a speed limit. It's suggestive. Rico and I are still trying to figure out how the Saints make payroll when, like 2 years ago, they were $78 million over the cap.
Right.
Entire salary of another team.
Right.
So,
technically, it should have been a sign saying we can't play.
Right.
The doors are locked, they're padlocked. But no, like I said, Javon Hargrave is some guy, real quick, since 2020, Hargrave's 92.2 pass rush grades trails only Aaron Donald and Chris Jones at the position, with his 18.8 pass rush win rate also ranking third.
It's nasty, man. And you know what kills me? He did it with the Steelers. He was a disruptor with the Steelers. Now, certainly, playing with Philly and having elite talent around you, he has blossomed. But the Steelers had him. Not like I'm rubbing this in for David, but, it's got to be frustrating to have that guy and lose that guy.
And I'm thinking you
just trade him to Philly. Why don't we?
But what I'm saying is,
what?
This is somebody that could help out a young Aiden.
He's on the wrong side. 248-539-9797. That's it. That was a selfish segment, but it was football.